don't play no games. But the way you're kissing on me make me scream your name. Just got off my 9 to 5, bubble bath, bottle time. Blindfold on, I'm waiting like. No truth, just stare. Dare to be naughty. Nikki's on repeat, telling me dare to be naughty, naughty. Dare to be naughty.
As I was saying, my name is Zim. That's X Triple I M. You can find me anywhere. You can find me. Just Google me. I'm on Instagram.
Just Google. Google's our best friend, right? Just Google.
Yeah,
If you
I'm
want
easy
to
to
know,
find.
ask Google. All right. Well, Sam, what is it that you do? Like, what particularly are you into?
I'm into like rope play. No, I'm playing. um, I started out. I started out rapping, and then I started singing and playing guitar, and implementing a lot of different influences into my music. So I call it rock and flow. And I'm currently touring with a burlesque show. I'm touring with a fashion show, and just seeing the people all over the country.
That is so cool. Tell us a little bit about this. You said rock flow.
Rock and flow, yeah, that's the genre.
Rock and flow. I've never heard that before, and there's probably people on here that have never heard. Can you educate us a little bit about it?
Well, I've always been influenced by a wide range of musicians, from the classic rockers to uh, cats like Jay-Z. I'm saying, Cassidy, coming from Philly. The whole punchline flow, and I've always, because had these influences. The music that I made, I wanted it to influence me. The music that I made, I wanted it to be a combination of all the things that I grew up listening to.
Nice. That's very nice. Okay. So, rock flow is like a lot of rock blended into like a rap type of flow.
Yeah.
Is that what it?
And you know what? Recently, I've been leaning into the R&B sound, and
Okay.
even more recently, I started kind of leaning more into like a pop dance sound, because it's just it's just a reflection of my life.
So your music is something that you use to reflect who you are in your life and where you're going, where you've been, right?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So my question now then is, do you do you write your own music? I don't know how like the music industry works, but do you write your own music or do you just kind of go based off of whatever flows?
Yeah, I do write my own songs. I play guitar, I sing, so I've got the skill set to make my own music from scratch. But I also love to collaborate with producers and other songwriters, just to feed off of their creativity.
Okay. So, how do you find when coming to talking about sex in music or even sexual acts? Do you find that it can be very challenging to write songs like that? Or do you find that that's just an easy route and then there's other ways to implement that?
Sorry. I hope you can cut that. I hope you can cut me coughing. Oh my goodness! I just little whiskey tickled my no diddy.
Yep.
I feel like the biggest challenge, but also the most fun part, is to say something that, like, to the right ears will turn them on, will get them excited, will get them in the mood to make love, or just to clap cheeks, anything in between. Um, but also something that you wouldn't be embarrassed to play, like, around your mom. You know what I mean? Like, I love the old school poets, Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to make music. I love to make music that, like, you could play at the cookout without having to bleep out any words, but as soon as the cookout's over, they're gonna be like, yeah, I wanna put that on my playlist, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's it. That's what I kind of was trying to get into. Not myself, but like this season, I want to talk more about how sex and music definitely come together. Like you have your love-making music. You know what I mean? Whether it's the sensual love-making music of like Brian McKnight or Marvin Gaye, or if it's like I made a comment and all my friends laughed at me because they're like, there are people that will actually have sex to that music or fuck to that music. And I was like, I couldn't fuck to Sexy Red.
Mm.
But
Okay.
realistically, there are bitches out there that are like, yeah, I can fuck to Sexy Red. You
Okay.
know, I don't know if I can fuck to a Cardi B song.
Okay. Okay.
But again, there are people out there that are like, yo, put that track on and we getting popping in this bitch.
So what's your go-to music when you're ready to get it on?
Oh, that slow sensual sex music. Like
Okay.
that I feel like for me, when it comes to sex music, the 90s had it right.
Yeah. They had the arms. They was.
Yeah, you like they made you feel it.
Yeah.
Ooh, come here, girl.
You
Let
could
me
feel the
get
passion in their voice.
yeah, yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like they had the passion, they had that, and they made you feel the passion enough to be like, yeah, come here, take these pants off, let's get it popping.
Yeah.
So, but
Well,
again,
we're in a very detached generation. You know what I
but
mean?
even in genres like
Yeah.
people who listen to rock music, can they
Hmm.
fuck to rock music?
Absolutely. I mean, you know what? It's crazy. My my love making playlist. I'm getting a little personal here.
Hey, that's the whole point. This is a safe zone.
It's a safe space for me to be who I am on the
Yeah,
inside.
this is
You feel me?
we do not judge over here. This is a safe place and you can talk and be
So it's
free.
a lot of music, right?
Okay.
I could press play and it could go on for 3 or 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Without a skip, and it's all genres on there. You know, and I feel like a great song, most great music, I feel like I could make love to because it's not breaking the vibe. You know what I mean? And it might not be that sensual, it might not be slow, but it's something that creates a strong feeling. You know what I mean? And it could be anything from Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. It could be anything from. I don't have a lot of Eminem on there. That might not be.
Okay, see, so that's how you know I'm a psychopath. That's how we go from like Nikki being super cute and semi innocent to like psychotic. Because I am a fucking Eminem fan. And certain songs you may like as fucked up as it sounds, you may get me to take my pants off.
He got a couple jams that just like that might keep
Like
the
it
flow moving.
just yo. Like what's that song? Seductive?
Yeah.
He's literally talking mad shit to rappers about how they could never be him and how
Mm.
basically your girl loves me and will always love me, but just the way he seductively talks about it, it's like if I was that nigga's girl, yeah, I would love you too, Eminem. Like I love you, but I
Right.
love you. You know what I mean? So I get it. Like I definitely get that.
Yeah, if it's a strong vibe, it can make its way in there. It could be a mellow vibe. It could be a boom boom type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Anything from Future to, what I mean. Like as long as it's not distracting from the moment, and I could put the sex
Calling
play
out
on.
Future, wait a minute. Calling out Future to have sex to is diabolical. Is
Oh
diabolical.
yeah. Oh no, he got them jazz, man. Don't front on rich sex. You know what I'm saying? Don't front on March Madness. You know what I'm saying?
Diabolical. That is like our favorite toxic uncle, and you're telling me
Yeah. Young
go
Thug.
ahead
You know what
that
I mean?
track
Like.
it diabolical.
Lil Uzi got some jams that I could just hit my little shoulder bop to.
You know what? I feel like Little Easy may have like a 1-2 weird songs that you might be able to get into, but I don't know. Future? Maybe. You know what? I see toxic niggas putting on a Future song prior to the night. Yeah.
You had a bad experience.
And not even just that, it's like, bro, I personally, as I've listened to certain Future songs and just see the way Future goes about the way he deals with women and stuff, he's your favorite toxic uncle. You know what I mean? He's that
Yeah,
uncle that comes to the cookout with a different girlfriend every time.
yeah, because he knows how to create an experience. It might not be a permanent experience, but it's something that at some point in your life, that's what you need. You need that lean sipping, you know what I'm
You don't
saying,
get it all
perk
the time whether you
popping.
want it or not.
Yeah, you gonna fall in love with it even if it's just a temporary thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
And sometimes that's the love that we need. Not every connection is gonna be for everything. It could be for a season. It could just be to keep yourself warm during the winter.
Very true. That is very true. No, like, you know what? There are, just like they have summer songs, winter songs, seasonal things, there could be seasonal sexual songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and I try to write every song like I make love to the music. You know what I mean? And when you're making love, like
so I don't mean to cut you. I just want to clarify for everybody. So you're saying every song that you write is definitely intentional to a certain feeling?
yeah, absolutely. Most of my songs have come from a lot of influence in my music is like the women that I've loved. The women that I've had in my life. Um, and the connection that I have with the sound is that 50-50. I give you something, you give me something back. You know what I'm saying? The connection that I have with my instrument, the connection that I have with, with the beat and even with the microphone is like I give you, you give me back. The effects that I use and everything that I put together. I want it to feel like one, two, three, or four minds combining into something that's more special. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something that's just bigger and
Yeah, it's like you can do a lot for yourself. Like I'm sure you know how to do a lot of things for yourself when it
yes.
comes to love, when it comes to pleasure, right? And that's great. Sometimes it could just be me and the guitar. Sometimes it could just be me expressing myself on my own. But when you combine those other creative spirits, when you combine those other creative influences, it can become like not just one plus one is two, but like
Mhm.
one plus one is like 11. You feel me?
I do. I get what you're saying. And that sounds powerful. See, even just talking about it in that way, it sounds very powerful, very sensual. So I can now kind of grasp and understand how sex and music can come together. But you have your sexual love songs, and then you have your fucking songs.
Yeah, I mean, I have different modes, and I feel like as a man, it's important to master both of those modes. I feel like every woman at the core wants a caveman and a gentleman. You feel what
Of
I'm
course.
saying?
Of course, like you don't you I want you to be soft with me inside the house, and outside I need you to be the man, right? And that's okay with me. Like that is okay in my eyes. I feel like with music though, you have R&B, and I find that with R&B it's very sensual, very lovemaking. There's not really much fucking music in R&B. But then you have rap music, like My Neck, My Back, for
Oh my
example.
goodness!
That, but
But
that,
you call them back to classics with that one.
right? But I know, but those are fucking music. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like Foxy Brown. That's fucking music. And I
yeah,
find that there's definitely a huge difference where the lovemaking music is very sensual, very soft. But then you have that fucking music that it's like it really does give that hit it and quit it type of vibe. Am
yeah.
I
Because I rap and I sing, I feel like I've been able to navigate from both of those spaces. So, there's a time for I feel like even if that's your girl, even if that's your wife, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? There's a time for that, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We put the kids to bed, we gonna do some ninja strokes so we don't wake nobody up. And then there's a time for when we on vacation and we reliving the first week that we met. You know what I'm saying? And it is a straight up free for all. And so, the way that I approach the music is like whatever mood I'm in, that's what's gonna come out on the record. So some of my music is very much like, yo, let's put the phones on, let's just turn the phones off. And this is just gonna be a pleasure fest. This is just gonna be me and you reconnecting to the heavens, but physically. You know what I'm
So do
saying?
you
And
find
there's a time and place for that.
more? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But do you find that you make more sensual music?
You know, it's interesting. Like my my style when it comes to a lot of things is right in the middle. You know what I mean? Sometimes in love, I'm right in the middle between best friend and just like fuck boy. You know that booty call. You know what I'm saying? That 2 a.m. Like I just need some attention. And there's a middle ground in there where it's like you could trust your best friend, but you can also count on that 2 a.m. nigga to come through and shut it down without no judgment. You know what I mean? And so a lot of my music in the same song will express both those modes.
Okay. All right, so you're saying that you express both sides in every song that you make, or is it just like you express both sides in general?
Both. I mean, but in general, I try to see what's great about both sides and find that middle ground that gets the best of both worlds. When it comes to music, it's like you got cats like Ty Dolla Sign. You know what I mean? Like he's a great example of like he'll make a song that's ratchet as fuck, but there's a layer underneath, him just talking his shit, where it's like there's a connection, there's like an eternal connection underneath just him talking his shit. You know what I mean? It's something about the music that like it feels warm and comforting, even if it's just like, yo, we get it in.
I see what you're saying. Like, okay, again, I'm very old school music. I love old school music, so I'm always gonna refer to the '90s. And I say that to say, like, Drew Hill, when I was a child, loved Drew Hill. Not to say I don't love Drew Hill now. I love Drew Hill, but I have a different type of respect for Drew Hill as an adult compared to as a child. And I say that to say, like, I thought Drew Hill was always talking about love songs and how much he, like, it was the love, the sex, you know what I mean? Now you get older and I find that, yo, Drew Hill was all about the heartbreak and the pain and the
Mm,
horrors of relationships. Just like Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton didn't make love songs.
mm,
Like, it sounded like she was making love songs, but name
yeah.
an actual love song, because all of her songs are heartbreaks.
Yeah, and heartbreak music can be great to make love to because there's a sense of longing in the heartbreak music that might be even deeper than the moon and June type of I just fell in love type of music.
Hmm. I agree with that, and it's like you find that people, because when you talk about um like love songs and the '90s R&B, you ask them like, what are the songs that you were putting on, or even like the Quiet Storm. You have a lot of Tony Braxton, a lot of Mary J. Blige, a lot of Drew Hill, and it's like, but a lot of those artists did a lot of heartbreak music. Yes, we were having sex to these heartbreak music because, girl, we understood. I some niggas sleeping in your bed. Yes, I get it. I get it. I get it. You know what I mean? You know, or just another love song. Yes, it is just another love song wrapped up in my head. Okay, and now I can't get it out my head.
Uh,
But where is the love songs like Luther Vandross?
mm.
You know what I
So
mean? And
I,
yes,
I I have a
underrated.
song called Stalker. I'm not sure. Did you hear the song Stalker?
No,
Okay, I'm a send it to you.
send it to me, but give us a little bit of a synopsis of the song.
So first two lines, what do you got for me? I'll take that off you. Let it all out on me just like I taught you. And then it follows that with long as you call my name, I'll never falter. No. Loving you got me feeling like a stalker. And
Ooh,
yeah.
yes. Loving you makes me feel like I'm a stalker. It's like, but I get it. Like, there's so much powering love that I literally eat, think, breathe you. How often do you hear those songs? I want to say in the new era of generations, but you have Coco, and she's out here trying to bring back the love.
Yeah.
So I can't say like they the new generation doesn't have their own Drew
No,
Hill.
you're right. I mean, there's so much variety, so that you can find anything that you're looking for. But I feel like in the mainstream, and this is something that I feel has influenced me, is something that I've used in my music. But in the mainstream, like, you got the rappers trying to be singers. You know what I'm saying? You got the thugs trying to do love songs. You got the sensitive guys trying to go hard. You know what I mean? You got the R&B guys that's rapping, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody is trying to capture the opposite of what they're expected to do. And Drake was one of the cats that kind of put. I mean, Ja Rule before Drake. We going way back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, Drake was one of the cats that kind of pushed that into the forefront, where it was like, you could have a backpack rapper, a guy that's just going bar after bar after bar after bar, and then try to sweep you off your feet with a song about romance and connection. You know
No,
what I mean?
he did. Ja Rule wasn't okay. Well, Ja Rule didn't really do that, and Drake wasn't the first one to do that. You know who was the person to bring that to light, and nobody wants to give him his flowers. But I'll always give you flowers, my husband. Chris Brown.
Chris Brown,
Chris Brown
brilliant.
was the only man, the only artist that came up young as a singing nigga. Like, that's all they thought he was he's this pretty little singer. Right? So they classified him as what Drake wants to be. Like, oh, I'm pretty, but I'm not that hood nigga, but I can be.
Hmm.
So that's who Chris Brown came up as. And then when Chris Brown started getting tattoos, and then he was like, yo, nigga, I am not that nigga to be messed with. Yes, I am a singing nigga, but I'm also that nigga.
Right.
And then he started rapping and showing us that you can be that icon for women without being a hood nigga, and at the same time still be that hood nigga.
Yeah, I feel like Drake and Chris Brown are the perfect examples of like global superstars, where like, if Drake made an all singing album, he could succeed with that. Even though he's
Right?
not really like a singer. You know what I
That's what
mean?
I'm
But
saying.
he
He's
could.
not a singer, so I don't think he would succeed. If
Well,
Drake,
I
if
think,
Drake
I,
decided to get back to his original situation,
yeah,
he
I
he
think the bars is kind of like what turned women on. But I feel like the singing is what kind of kept that audience. It kept that female audience
bro,
engaged. You know what I mean?
Drake does not sing. Just because you auto tuned a little and went ooh no, like,
No, man, don't tell
bro,
don't tell me
Drake
what he
is
said.
not.
I
Drake can't
bet
sing.
about your loving. Come on now, y'all was bumping
Drake
to
can't
that.
sing. Drake can't sing. What Aubrey needs to do, from one Torontonian to another, what Aubrey needs to do is get his ass back on the big screen and get put away the mic. Put away
I
the
would
mic.
love to see a silver screen Aubrey. I would love to see him in like a rom com. Let him be
Bro,
silly. You
have
know,
you
that's one thing I love
that's
about
the
Drake
thing
is
is
that, like,
I got to know who Drake was
yeah,
through him not rapping, him being an actor. He was an actor here in Toronto.
absolutely, yeah.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Well, that's why
He's
he was so successful in
phenomenal.
hip hop, because music is an act in some ways. And whenever I'm in the studio working with an artist, we'll do breathing exercises. I'm gonna make them warm up their voice and loosen up their larynx, and I'm gonna do all of the physical stuff. But I'm gonna say, hey, before the song starts, while we in the booth together, before we turn the beat on, 3 words: get into character. Before you sing on that mic, create that image in yourself. Create that essence in yourself that's gonna come out in the mic, that's believable. People gotta hear that voice, and they gotta feel the sexiness, the passion, the pain, whatever you bring in. They gotta feel that shit.
But that's where it comes, and I feel like with certain songs like Summer Walker, I feel like
Mm.
the only way that girl comes out with an album, and her albums are so good, is because she went through some shit and she poured out her soul.
Oh, that poor girl. Yeah,
Right?
she always
No, but my thing
she
is
always
that
getting done dirty. I wish somebody would just treat her right.
we're not gonna go there. But anyways, all I'm saying is that there are certain artists that they can't be artists without going through some shit, feeling some shit.
Mm.
And she's the perfect example of that. Her and Adele. Adele's another perfect example of that. Have you
Oh
ever
yeah,
literally went through Adele's albums from 19 all the way to 25?
yeah.
You're literally growing with her. She is pouring her experiences out. So I find that as great as it is to be entertained by music, like Drake is entertaining, but there's nothing of substance in his music to say, I know Drake. I can
Nah,
feel.
he got that light skin pain, man. You never really listened closely to that waffle colored nigga pain, man. He got. Let me stop. I'm gonna get canceled for that.
Who's lighter? Who's lighter, me or him? Because I know that pain and it's not that bad, okay? These
It's
light
all
skinned
right.
people here are not that bad.
So
Don't let them
let me tell
roast
you
you.
about real. Let me tell you about real pain. Let me tell you about real pain. Okay, I'm in the middle, right? And it kind of depends on the month. So I get it from both sides. People accuse me of acting light skinned. Then another motherfucker call me a field slave. I'm like, let me tell you something about pain.
Let me tell you something about it, okay? But what I'm saying is that he doesn't have that type of pain. You know who has a light skin, woe is me pain?
Who's
My
that?
nigga Chris Brown, okay?
You love some Chris Brown. I need
I
to.
love me some
I
Chris
actually got
Brown.
to meet him in person. It was cool as hell.
That nigga can do no wrong, okay? No wrong in my eyes. You want to talk about light skin pain? He knows about light skin pain.
Who you think will win in the fight? Chris Brown or Drake?
In a physical fight,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown.
See, Drake is kind of brolic. Like at one point, he was hitting the weights, hitting the heavy bag.
Oh, I
He
hit
got a
weights.
little weight advantage, but Chris
Okay,
Brown
I
does
hit
backflips.
weights. I hit weights. I hit the heavy bags.
Yeah,
So Drake could
I'm
never.
just saying. I think it would be an
Drake
interesting
could never
match.
fight me either. I am like, as much as I am a Chris Brown fan, I really don't like Drake as a rapper. I've never liked Drake as a rapper.
Oh,
From the
okay.
moment he left and he became a rapper, like started rapping with Lil Wayne, it was like, because to me again, it's a character, and in my opinion, and this is why I'm very selective with certain artists that I listen to, I need to resonate with you in some way. And for me to do that, I need to feel your raw emotion in that song. That's why I said Summer Walker. Like I think she personally looks dirty. She personally looks like she smells.
Oh
But
my god, we gonna
that
get.
that's
I'm not
beside.
getting no collabs after this interview.
Oh no, you guys. What I say is only on I, okay? I'm the only co-writer on this one.
No. Summer Walker is a beautiful girl, but she might smell like weave glue. That's all I'm saying.
Like she's just her aesthetic to me is not for me. It screams just like Sexy Red. It just screams dirty. But
Oh,
but but at the same time, it's like Summer Walker. I every album that she's ever put down, I've picked up because at the end of the day, you as a female have put your heart on this album, and at least 3 songs on this album, I'm like, girl, I've been there. I've
yeah.
been there. I know what that feels like. Or, oh, where was this song when that nigga did me dirty 3, 4 years ago? Now I'm feeling the pain. And now someone gets me. So I love her as an artist. Summer Walker, to me, is a girl's girl. She will always pull the strings of a female or get to the understanding of a woman.
So my question to you is, how much has Drake been in your stroke playlist?
Never.
Never.
My stroke play. Bro, if I needed a nigga out, I'm starting to start playing Drake because I'm about to head out.
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, hey, look, different strokes, different.
different strokes, different folks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. I've never been a Drake fan. And then people get mad at me because, again, I'm from Toronto. I'm not that far from where Drake's mansion is. With that being said, zero fucks are given. Like, you're still, to me, you still an ain't shit nigga. Like, you.
I think that's why he relates to so many men. I feel like deep down, every man
Yeah,
is a romantic
every man has
fuckboy.
has that little sassy nigga inside that wants to come out and say hi sometimes. And Drake talks to that sassy nigga for you guys.
Yeah, he that like, I ain't been in town for 6 months, but I expected you to be loyal type of vibe. That sensitive nigga, that sensitive player type of vibe. Like it's
Yeah, that sassy nigga inside him. Yeah, he's a sassy nigga. He's super sassy. I get it. He's a sassy nigga, and I get that every man has like that little, just like every female has that little stud inside her that's gonna
Ooh.
come out and be
Tell me about that. Tell me about the
ooh
hidden
fuck
stud. I'm trying to hear about that.
those little studs inside of us, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has the opposite sex, a piece of the opposite sex inside of them.
Okay.
Some more than others. Hence the reason you have studs that look very manly and act very manly. They just pull more of the masculine out of them. Males have a feminine side to them. I just find that it's a female that pulls the feminine part of a male out. For a sassy nigga like Drake to like pull sassy out of men, it's because you're more sass than Nan.
You gonna get me canceled from all of him.
We have listen. All
Now
I'm saying.
I'll tell you what. Kendrick has made it onto some of my. He got a couple jams that I've jammed to. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple joints that like have been on that playlist, but more Drake because I feel like he got that vibe that a lot of women connect to.
No, see, but I'm also pro-black, and that's why I'm a Kendrick. But I've always been, again, prior to the Drake and Kendrick argument, I've always been a Kendrick fan. When he came
Okay.
out with his first album, The Black of the Berry.
Yeah.
I know that's not the name of the album, but I know that's one of the songs on the album. I had that album on repeat, and I say that to say because you're talking to your black people.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're smart enough to hear you, we'll hear what you're saying.
So you stroking the Kendrick?
I might. I just might.
You had time. You had time. You had plenty of time. You ain't done it yet.
I just might. You never know.
You had a whole decade of Kendrick songs. See, I'd have beat you to it already. Love me.
You know what? I would. I get this.
Ah. You know about that?
Because I want to be with you. I want to be with. See, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Already. See, we spent a good 15 minutes talking about Sassy Blue Drake, and now once that we jam, right? You bring out Kendrick Lamar, we're all, okay, that's how it's done.
I mean, he got vibes. He got a lot of vibes.
And I feel like, I find that LA rappers have that vibe.
Mm.
You know, that I'm black, I'm proud of being black. And and that's like, we're just a vibe. I find that LA rap, LA hip hop, what is that, the West Side, the West Coast?
Yeah.
So I find that, like, yeah, like that West Coast vibe is very, very strong in like the uplifting of the black community.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but like that's my stance on the music on the West Coast, you know? I find
No,
that
that's a good point. I mean, LA, West Coast, they got the Hollywood thing, but then they also got the organic thing. You know what I mean? And the organic thing has been the fuel to the Hollywood thing this entire time.
this entire time.
You know?
I agree with that. And it's like, but also stating, like, what if we go back to the whole sex and music thing, does the West Coast have that in the bag? Like, they may have the vibe in the bag. They may have the culture in the bag. But can they give us like can we call in someone from the West Coast to give us sex in music?
You know who really got that in the bag?
Who?
My Caribbeans, man, my Caribbean brethren and my sisters, that man,
Oh
like,
yeah.
and then the Afro beat is kind of, riding off of that wave. You know what I mean? They always had that vibe.
So my mom is West Indian. She's from Guyana, and my dad's
Okay.
Jamaican. So the reggae, the soca music, that is embedded in me,
Yeah.
right? I can have sex to soca music. I can fuck to reggae music. I can because if the Caribbean music could be one thing, it's all about sex, rum, and having a good time. Like that's all. Like those are the three things
The
that
Holy
wash.
Trinity.
Yeah, that the Caribbean music. Like if you listen to Caribbean music, especially soca music,
Yeah.
not hearing anybody cussing out anybody or disrespecting anybody. They're too busy telling you to put your hands in the air, put your ass in the air. Yeah, bubble on anybody's man, sister, son, or grandchild, and grab a drink.
Yeah.
That
That's the
is
vibe, and
it.
and that has influenced my music quite a bit as well. Like the rock, the hip hop, and then I started getting into the Caribbean music and the South American music like around the same time. When I was really starting to come up, and you'll hear a lot of reggae in my stuff because it's that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? It's that rhythm where you
Your
can hit a
hip,
halftime,
yeah, and your hips just
you can
automatically
hit a double time, you can
exactly.
hit a triple time. Ah, you can do it. You can do
No,
it after.
seriously, and your hips just automatically start moving. It's just like an
Mm-hmm.
automatic reaction. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's an automatic
All that shit.
reaction.
And the Caribbean music has influenced every, you know what I'm saying, every city. You got Caribbeans in the West Coast, you got Caribbeans in Florida, you got Caribbeans in New York, you know what I mean? So like that Haitian, Jamaican, Dominican, that style has influenced every part of hip hop.
It has. I don't even think it's just hip hop. Like it is gotten everywhere in every genre you can think of, whether you like it or not. I think the only one that it probably hasn't really fully touched was metal, heavy metal. But then again, actually, I heard a reggae heavy metal song before.
I did too. I was mind blown.
What? Oh, I was like, is that a Jamaican? That that's a Jamaican.
there's a there's a band called Sublime. I don't know if you're familiar with Sublime.
No.
Mid '90s punk rock ska band out of Long Beach. Dude with a voice like Smokey Robinson, playing punk rock riffs over reggae, right? One of my favorite bands of all time, the way they combined these different styles with a little hip hop in it. And I feel like a lot of my essence comes from music like that, where they took, they took that Caribbean
Yeah.
sunshine and beach music and combined it with the concrete jungle punk rock, which is just like pure energy, which was like, that punk rock was like the answer to hip hop, NWA, that type of, you know what I'm saying? When hip
Yeah.
hop
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, when hip hop went from just party music to just like going hard, punk kind of took over the scene on the other side that way. So and then of course you got reggae, which is music from the third world. That's revolution music. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so putting all
Yeah.
those sounds together, like I always try to put, you know, to put that. I like to put that like that beach vibe in with everything that I'm doing.
So here's my question to you then, Zim. Have you ever heard of dub? I think it's like dub bass music.
Drum and bass,
No, dub.
dub. Oh, of course, yeah, dub, yeah,
Like so, it's like house music meets reggae
yeah.
meets like I don't want to say rock, but like soft rock because there's like the heavy drum in the back, right? Boom, 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 boom.
I love dub, yeah.
Okay, so the first time I ever heard dub music, I was mind blown. I was walking by an after hours and I heard the beat, the house music beat. And I actually enjoy house music. It's something great to clean to. Get you doing
Yeah.
shit faster. So I'm like, I listen to it. I'm
Glow
like, okay,
sticks, all that shit.
yeah. Yeah, okay. Stop it, Tim. So I love doing, like, I love the music. So I'm hearing the music. I kind of slow down, contemplate if I'm gonna go in. It wasn't until the beat dropped and then you hear a reggae artist starts singing, and I was like, I have to go in. Like, I literally have to go in and listen to this. I spent the whole night there because dub music's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, they combine a lot of great sounds, and it's a sonic experience, and that's one thing I love about music. Is like, it's not just the notes, it's not just what you say, but you have this sonic experience that you don't just hear with your ears, but you feel it with your whole body.
So here's my question to you. Here's my next question to you. What song resonates the closest to you? Like, what is a song that you could say every time I hear it, it gives me that euphoria?
Other than my own stuff,
Yeah.
mm, I mean, there's so many, but if I was to pick one of the recent ones,
It doesn't have to be recent. It can honestly just be something that, like, you hear it and you're like, oh, that's nostalgic. Like, I am now in a different place.
you know, I'm gonna pick one just kind of random, but I know you're gonna feel it too. When Maya says, I would take the stars out the sky for you. Zaga,
Oh,
zaga, zaga.
oh, it's a good one. That is a good one.
That's like the perfect song. You know what I mean? It's like it's planned, but it's also very sensitive. You know what I mean?
that's a good one. That is. That's a very good one.
Angel of mine. You know,
Ah, no,
perfect
see,
song.
see, now you're just playing with us, Sim. Now you're just
We take it away, man.
listen. Now you're just out here like serenading the ladies. Ladies, don't worry. His all of his information will be at the bottom of the YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify, just go over to YouTube, get that information, or get in my DMs and be like, "Girl, who is that man?" And I will just because
The
that's what I'm
highest
saying.
compliment I've had people live or hear my records and tell me straight up like, yo, I'm gonna make love to my wife to this, or like I'm gonna fuck my girl to this as soon as you know what I mean. And that's the highest compliment I can get.
Yeah, that's that. You know what? But that's amazing for you. Like, your voice is very beautiful. It's very like serenading, very soft. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Like when we first had a conversation about doing the interview and stuff, I thought, okay, you're gonna rap because I think I heard like one of your raps, so you're gonna rap, which is cool. But I was like, yo, I never realized that you were gonna serenade me like that, and that was beautiful.
Okay.
That was
I
very.
got I got my raps too where I just I tell like it is. Now I'll send you some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, please. I know
So
you
how
do.
did you find me? I think you was also following Sir Lisa's, and I thought that you kind of knew me from like the kink scene.
Bruh, probably. Sir Lee's. I was at the Kelly Dreamland, um, Bridgerton situation last time. So
Okay,
I met Sir Lee's there, and I did an interview with him.
nice.
We did an interview like this, and then I met him in October. I was there, had the best friggin' time of my life. And I thought, you know what? Now let me try to get back into the episode. You guys, yes, we're back. And I said, you know what? I want to talk to someone who knows music, and like sex and music is very big.
I got a song on one of my latest releases. It was like, yeah, she ain't wearing nothing but designer drawers. I told her put it on my tongue just like some Tylenol. Head game like she popped a couple Adderalls. I jumped in that motherfucker screaming cannonball. You know what I mean? So like, I'm going
Yeah,
hard on that when I'm taking the hip hop and the R&B and mixing it together. You know what I mean?
exactly, exactly, and things like that. So When I saw that you had the music and the voice and the look, I was like, I would love for us to connect in that manner and see from there. And this was a great conversation. It sucks that I have to cut it short because we're coming to our time.
No worries.
But
Maybe
Zim,
we'll do this again sometime.
no, I feel like we are because I love talking music. I love talking sex, obviously. So we definitely have a great conversation. Thank you so much for coming. Before we leave, let the people know, especially the ladies. Come on, after you just sung to us like that, and if you don't tell us where we can find you, we go find you.
You can find me XIIIM. You can Google me, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music. You can find me on Instagram, Brotherxiiim, Brother X triple IM, and I would love to meet all y'all.
That was great. Well, thank you so very much for coming. I'm definitely gonna have you on again. Yeah. Thanks everybody for showing love. Thank you guys for waiting on me. This is my first episode back.
Yeah.
So it is definitely special to me that we had this conversation and it went so well. Thank you, Zim. We're going to be back with so much more, guys. I have a lot of one-on-ones that I'm doing. Yes, I'm coming out of my little box and I'm actually sitting down with people and interviewing them. So this is all exciting. You're going to see more of Nikki everywhere. So you guys stay tuned and thank you guys for coming.
Cheers.
Love you all.